What's up, Fano? Down at Fortitude Boxing, ready to link up with the only motherfucking Conor Wallace. Believe it or not, it's my first time down at the valley, so had to let Luke and them know I was coming down. Very keen to have a chat. Hey. Hi. I'm Loz, by the way.
Oh, nice to meet you.
I was just coming to do some media for Conor for the Tasman fight. Cool. Sweet.
Oh, I've never seen Conor before I go.
Oh, yeah? So does he. We're in there. We're in there. The big boy! This is the man of the hour right here. There it is. So obviously Conor's training for his June 8th fight. So we're going to try and not get in the way and check out his training. Well, we won't get in the way just yet, so should be a good day. Up in the valley. Here we go. Conor motherfucking Wallace. How are you, brother?
Good, brother. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
I usually catch him just before he's about to punch someone's head in, and he's probably usually a bit grumpy then and eating, but he's always nice to me, so I appreciate you, brother. Let the people know, where are we at the moment? Where are we having this chat?
Yeah, we're just here in Fortitude Boxing, my home here for 7 years now. You know, it's been unreal. So camp's going well. You know, obviously with the fight being pushed back a little bit, but it's all good. We adjust, and we've been in the game long enough now. You know, so just about picking at the right time.
Picking at the right time. I was a little bit FOMO because I missed out on the media day the other day, but I was sort of happy because I'm like, I'll just have a casual chat with Conor and them. Apart from boxing, brother, how's life? I know we were just chatting. You got a little 13-month-old now, so you got the dad life progressing, and you've just been overseas. Away from boxing, how's life with you and the family?
Yeah, going really well, obviously. As I'm sure you'd know, that the older they get, the more fun they are, you know what I mean? So, like, she's starting to really interact and stuff now, and she's a real little daddy's girl, so it's good, you know, I can't really complain. I'm loving it. It's great to come home from training and see her, and just gives me a better purpose, you know what I mean? Like, and now, like, when the camp gets tough, you know why you're fucking digging in, you know what I mean? So, it's good.
Now, this fight, finally, we were just discussing, it's about time that you and Jai on such a big card. You have such a big following over here, especially in Queensland.
Yeah.
I think if you see an Irish person, they're usually a Conor Wallace fan, unless they're blind or deaf. So how excited are you, brother, just to have that platform of a fight, and then to have all your people to able to come down to the Gold Coast and support you?
Yeah, it's unreal, you know, great mates with Jai as well, all the Samoans as well, all the Irish, I think, bring them both together. I think we know what we're going to get, you know what I mean, but it's going to be massive. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a massive opportunity for me on a massive platform against a good opponent, and I feel like the better the opponent, the better a fight, you know what I mean, so I think you're going to see the best Conor Wallace. For sure.
Now, in boxing, there's a few divisions where people are like, all right, there's some pound for pound people. You're lucky enough to be in one of those divisions where there's pound for pound some of the best fighters in the world. And I know we've had this discussion before, but you must be so, obviously you're focused on this fight, but you must be so hungry to be in that mix with all those monsters at the moment, because there's a lot of big fights happening in your division.
Yeah, you know, to see my name up beside the likes of them guys in the rankings, it's unbelievable. I've been boxing for 20 years, you know what I mean, and it's starting to show, my hard work starting to really pay off. A lot of sacrifices, a lot of years of heartache and pain through my hands and everything, you know. But I just feel like now's my time. I'm starting to come right. I've had a nice 6-month break there after that last fight. It was a massive year last year, massive, you know, couple of years. So it feels like everything's sort of falling into place for me, and I'm not overlooking this opponent, you know what I mean? I know I've got a big task. I just look at the next fight all the time. Never overlook opponent. Anything can happen, it's a fight game. But I'm looking forward to getting in. I feel fresh, I feel refreshed. I'm enjoying my boxing more, and I'm boxing more, and I'm feeling good, you know. So, like, no pain in either of my hands, and I'm looking forward to put on a show, June 8th.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've seen you for a few years, but just even seeing you move around this far out from a fight, I think because you've had a bit of a break, well, compared to most fighters, not really a break, but for you, you've had actually a break from fighting. You look like you're like hungry and enjoying it a bit more. even your lead hand, without giving away too many things. You've obviously been working on that, the injuries. So it feels like this is going to be a better version of you, and you're a bit more rested, I guess, from everything.
Definitely, yeah. And as like myself and Greg, my coach, I've been working hard. Like I've always been in the gym, and we had a chance to slow things down and really get it right, and I feel like our work is really starting to pay off in the spars, the last few spars, and it's been really, really coming together, and like we're still weeks out, so it's about picking at the right time, and I feel like the stuff that I'm doing is really starting to pay off.
Yeah, for sure. Now, what's the challenges being this far out? Because I was just talking to Greg, and he was like, I sort of have to slow him down at the moment because you want to go, obviously. Yeah. Most fighters do, right, at this level. So what's the challenges for you when you're this far out from a fight?
Yeah, we'll just sort of stick into the plan, as Greg said. Yeah, like I was hitting the pads on Monday night, and Greg was like, "Yo, will you fucking slow down? We're still got 6 weeks to go." And I'm like, "Yeah." But when you just feel good and it's coming together and everything's working, and I wasn't even trying that hard, but when you just feel the snap on the pads, now that yeah, fucking, we're on here, you know what I mean? And that's whenever he was like, just chill, relax, and I just don't want to be overdoing it. But like, we've got a great team around me. Phil, my strength and conditioning coach, Greg, and obviously the brains with Steve Deller, you know what I mean? The experience, you can't buy experience. So I've got a great team around me, and I just feel like, old school where you always thought more is better. Now I'm really listening to my body and listening to my coaches as well. So it's good. It's
funny to see how much boxing's evolved, eh? This conversation's been going for a while, but I think at your level, when you're talking world championships, if you're not adjusting and listening to your coaches, you sort of miss the 1%ers. You know what I mean? But you're starting to do that naturally.
Definitely, yeah. With everything, all the sports science and the nutrition and recovery and listening to the body and stretching and all that sort of stuff, you got to be doing it. If you're not doing it, you're going to be left behind. So I've got a new nutritionist, everything on for this fight. I've been working with him. I'm feeling full. I'm feeling plenty of energy.
Conor's fucking big. I actually came up to him. I said, "You fucking boxers about 6 weeks out are huge, like solid." So you are feeling physically bigger.
Yeah, I'm feeling physically bigger, but I'm actually not that heavy, and I'm not starving. I'm full. I'm feeling good, and that's full credit to my nutritionist. You know what I mean? So it's good.
Bit jealous over here. I'm just going to hide my dad bod. Now, brother, what's the challenge with the home life when you're like this week out? Because I feel like we obviously hear a lot about fighting stuff, but being a dad, being a husband, being a responsible partner, how do you balance out having such a hectic boxing life and then the family life as well? And obviously it's going to ramp up over the next 5 weeks. So how do you balance that out?
No, definitely. I'm a very routine sort of person. I have the same sort of routine, do the same sort of stuff all the time. You know what I mean? Because I don't like getting put off my track. So I come to the gym and do my training and feed my food at the right time and everything. So obviously my partner plays a massive part in that too. Having all my meals prepped, helped me. All that stuff without her it wouldn't be possible as well. And I'm very grateful. Obviously as well, I have my sponsors too. That allow me to do what I do and not to worry about working 9 to 5 or you know what I'm trying to say. So there's a lot of people. It's not just as much as boxing is an individual sport. There's a lot of pieces that make up the puzzle. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think before you get to that successful level as a fighter, you don't really know that. And what's funny too? Fighters don't really share that information. They're just like, fuck, he'll figure it out, right? Like you just end up going, I need sponsors, I need a brand, and I guess you need to be marketable to some extent too and supportive.
Yeah, and I think a lot of my sponsors and relationships are based on the way I am. You know what I mean? What you see with me is what you get. I sort of make time for everyone, and you never forget where you come from. I still take the Wednesday morning 6 a.m. class here because that's where I met a lot of my sponsors and stuff whenever I first came here, and you never want to forget where you come from, and I think that's a massive part of it. I think that's how I get on so well with people that sponsor me. Don't just sponsor me. I've actually got a relationship with them, you know what I mean? And I think that's a massive thing, so.
Where's that come from? Is that your family's input into you, or is that just Conor, your ability to just, I guess, be genuine and authentic? Where's that come from for you?
Well, I sort of feel like it's definitely the way I was reared, my mother and father. I come from a great family on both sides of my family, you know what I mean? And it's an Irish thing, I think, as well. Everything's based on relationships, and some people are into emails and all this. I'd rather hop on the phone and ring someone and speak to them or go and meet them face to face. That's just the way I am, and I feel I can get the message across or get out of the thing, whatever. If it's a yes, it's a yes. It's a no, it's a no. Sweet. At least we know where we stand. You know, I don't like beating about the bush.
You know what's funny? When Conor was fighting Jerome, because I always knew this fella was cool because he would make time for me and everybody. But the day that you guys are fighting, he walks in, we're all sitting around, he just comes up normal, shakes a hand, obviously beats Jerome, and then same thing, normal, shakes a hand, just like no change in character. You know, just this is just a credit to you, and I guess how you just stay the same, you're consistent with who you are.
100%, you know what I mean? Like, I'm never disrespectful. You never heard me call anyone out. Never in my whole career have I called someone out, but I do my talking in the ring, you know what I mean? I don't need to bullshit or talk shit online or whatever. What you see with me is what you get, but you can guarantee once you get in the ring, you'll be in for a hell of a fight, I can tell you.
I think that's why you and Jai get on, though, because he's very much the same, right? Like, I can see even when he's in interviews, he's struggling to produce this bullshit answer. So then he just gives up and he goes, oh, fuck, who cares? And you are very similar, like, maybe not the same demeanor, but you're very authentic and just who you are. What you see is what you get with you.
100%, you know, like, we do the hard work in the gym and that shows in the ring, you know what I mean? So that's good, and I'm looking forward to being on this show with them. You know, it's going to be a massive platform. I'm privileged to be given the opportunity to be co-main event as well. It's huge, and thanks very much to Mick and Fran from Tasman Fighters. It's a massive opportunity, you know, and it's one that I'm going to take with both hands.
And I'm just saying now, there's going to be a lot of piss afterwards, because Jai and Conor means there's going to be Polynesians and Irish people on the Gold Coast. So if you own a pub on June 8th, open that motherfucker up, because you're going to make a lot of money, and I'm definitely going to be there spending it. So it's going to be a great night for beer and liquor. It's also a public holiday in most states the next day.
Apart from Queensland.
But we'll make one up. The Wallace of Pattaya holiday. Now, 6 weeks out, I'm guessing, because you're always in shape. What's your guilty pleasure you have to give up soon, or have you already given up? Is there some sort of food or thing your nutritionist is like, yeah, you can still have this bacon or whatever, and then soon they're going to be like, cut off?
Sort of with this nutritionist, you know what I mean? It's mad because I'm eating all foods that I like, but just in a smarter, healthier way. You know? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I love like the oats with the peanut butter and all. You know, like there's heaps of good shit that I'm eating, or like a Nando's burger for dinner, but it's like a homemade one with all the same shit, and it tastes, do you know what I mean? It's unbelievable what they can do, and that's why they're so good at what they do, and that's why they're doing it and I'm not.
You'll be like, surely a beer.
I tell you one thing, I wouldn't mind a few pints of Guinness.
So what you're saying is the nutritionist is obviously just helping you balance it out.
Oh, well, it's probably good. There's good iron in Guinness, so maybe that's why it looks so big.
I was thinking, I haven't seen him since St. Paddy's Day, and he's fully knocked some Guinness back. Where were you on St. Paddy's Day? Were you here?
Yes, I was here because we thought the fight was going to be earlier. You know what I mean? But no, it is what it is. We went in and took my daughter in to see the parade and stuff, but there wasn't any Guinness because then I went to Thailand for the training camp.
June 8th, there'll be some Guinness going around.
Finn
McCool's. So, brother, step us through next 6 weeks. Obviously, you're fine tuning. You don't want to peak too hard. What does your sort of next 5 weeks, look like for people who don't understand what a camp is?
Yeah, well, obviously, sparring over the next few weeks. Sparring's the main thing. You know what I mean? Getting the sparring down pat, like visualizing my opponent, like him in front of me, trying to mimic as much as what we can. We've watched some footage and stuff on him. I've studied him. All them sort of things. You know, I've got a great team, and that's what we have the team for. You know, we're all working together here to have the best Conor Wallace on the night. You know what I mean? So my job is to work hard, get in the trenches, put in the hard yards, and everything else will fall into place. You know, I've got all my sponsors and everything locked in. I've got my fight kit sorted, my gloves sorted with Rival. Very grateful to them, obviously as well. They're one of my sponsors. So, like, everything's falling into place, and my job is just to do the hard work and then peak at the right time. You know, make that weight like a champion, like I always do, and then we're ready to put on a show on the night. You know.
Is that hard though, with so much chatter about your division and the champions and everyone fighting each other? Is it hard to be like not looking past this one? Obviously, I know you're focused.
Yeah.
But just there's so much opportunity there. Is that hard to focus on?
Yes and no, because like every fight for me from here on in, it's like a world title fight. You know what I mean? Because if you lose, you're going to slip back down. You know what I'm trying to say? So, like, every fight's a must-win from here on in, and that's why it's so important, and that's why I train so hard and dedicate myself. You know, like this is what it's all about, you know. Like, I've boxed my whole life for this, you know what I mean? My whole career comes down to the next sort of year or couple of, but even like the next 6 weeks, you know what I mean? Because anything can happen, and I'm looking forward to giving myself the best possible chance on the 8th of June by putting in the hard work over the next few weeks as well. Like I have been. I went to Thailand, had a great camp at Bang Tao. It's coming together nicely, and I'm looking forward to it.
And then, you know, what a good platform to get that win, and then just be ready for whatever's coming next as well. Because your name is fucking.
100%.
Oh man, are you feeling a buzz though? Are you getting a sense of pride seeing your name climb to those ranks and be next to the best people in the world?
Yeah, it is. It is pretty cool, but obviously you always want to stay grounded. You know what I mean? Because you can get too busy caught up in that and miss what's actually in front of you. You know what I mean? So my main focus is Dylan Collin, June 8 on him. That's just tunnel vision until then.
It's so funny because the best fighters in the world have a really unique ability to just have a bigger goal but just tunnel vision. It's the same I said to Jai last fight. That was such a risk for him fighting Dave.
Yeah.
Because he loses so much and Dave doesn't really lose anything, really.
Oh, definitely.
Right? And you're sort of in that same position.
I know I'm not a world champion, but like last year, like them fights, I was number 2 in the world, you know what I mean? I'm fighting Jerome, but I've taken the risk so many times, you know?
One loss.
Like, you know, one loss and I'm gone, you know? Like, whenever I won the regional belts, you know what I mean? Or fast, I've taken the risk so many times, you know, without getting that shot, that world title shot or whatever. So now I feel like taking the risk against Jerome, I took the risk. That was a big win for me. Put me up to number 2 in the world, and I cannot get any higher unless I fight the guy that's number 1. Do you know what I mean? So I'm staying active. I'm a fighter. Fighters fight. Jai's the same. He's chasing the unification fights. I'm chasing a world title shot. So we both need to win to keep moving forward in that right direction. Keeping active.
But credit to both of you still fighting though. Because how many people just sit and wait? Like they do, right?
100%. But I think me and Jai need to be active. You know, we both we love being in the gym and training. And we love fighting. You know, fighters fight, and I think an active fighter is a better fighter. You know.
What do you want to say, brother, to your fans before we wrap up? Obviously, you got such a big following. If you don't know, if you haven't been to a Conor Wallace fight, I've been to a few. But his crowd is just different. Like there's probably very spoken about in your circles, but there's a lot of people who don't realise. But what do you want to say to your fans? I guess you got such a big fight 5 weeks ago. What do you want to say to them before we wrap up?
Yeah, like I'm very, very grateful. You know, I'm sure you can see. I love the crowd. I love the big nights and everything. You know, and the fans drive me on. Like that gets me up out of bed in the morning. The mornings you don't want to get up. But along with my daughter, you know, it really drives me on. So I'm looking forward to painting that place green on the 8th of June, and the massive crowd's going to be there, and they see the team Wallace shirts, they stick out. Maybe a few people get thrown out again, but that's all right, you know. That's what we love, the entertainment. We love a beer, we love a scrap, and I'm looking forward to putting on a show for them.
Tasman fighters are going to say this before we finish. You need to do a Conor Wallace and a bit of a like Samoan flag, like crossover t-shirt. Fucking those things will sell like fucking hot butter. We're going to be doing a bit of content. The brother's got a bit of a journey, so I'll be around. Maybe I can put a bit of a belly pad on, get a few punches from the boys. I don't know. Connor's looking a bit too big, so I might skip him and Joy. Maybe I'll just do Rocky. No, don't beat me out, Rocky. But maybe I'll stick to the smaller boys because Connor's looking big. But man, I'm excited for you, brother. Appreciate you. We'll be around. If you guys haven't got your tickets, June 8th, Tasman Fighters, hit up the links. I know there's quite a few tables out there, so if you guys want to get into those fast, there's only a few left. I tried sliding my name in, so if anyone's got a spare seat, Conor Wallace, June 8th, Gold Coast. Make sure you check in. Appreciate your time, brother.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Anytime, brother.
See you over the next few weeks.
That's us, bro.